Talk to us about your thoughts of what's been happening over the last 48 hours.
Well, where we are, we're based right on the centre in Newcastle, right next to the Tyne Bridge. So we've got a perfect vantage point from where we see police cars flying back and forth all the time. And I think just around Newcastle and everywhere you go, really, you can really hear the sirens, even where I live, far out of the centre. It's sirens blaring all the time. The people that we've spoken to, we've been out to Burley, of course, where it all started really. Started there very nervous after the initial incidents, but I think as time's gone on and the police presence has increased, we found that that's kind of given way to just concern rather than fear about what's going to happen, whether Mr. Moat will return to their area or not. With regards to Rothbury as well, we've had lots of calls in. People have been tweeting us, sending us messages, emails, and calling us on our voice lines. Lots of information coming through from them. Sometimes before us, telling us where things have actually been happening, saying this has been happening in Byker, we've had raids in Sunderland. They've really been our eyes and ears, and I'd imagine it's the same case for the police as well.
What are the major concerns for your listeners?
I think the thing they're concerned about most is a lot of parents. We have a lot of female listeners, and for them it's about whether their children will be safe if Mr. Moat is heading into a particular area or not. They've expressed concern about what's going to happen when they pick them up from school and so on and so forth. We've spoken to the councils, and a lot of them have said that they have procedures in place, and we've heard that police have been taking armed guards to keep the children safe on their way to and from school. That's been the biggest concern. The people in Rothbury that we've spoken to today, they've just been more concerned really about when they're going to be able to get out. Obviously they're trapped in there. A lot of them though, the northeast humour has really kind of shone through. One woman I was speaking to from a guest house saying that they were fighting with the builders at their new guest house just to try and look out the window and see who could spot things happening first. So I think that the fear isn't there so much. The humour is, and the nervousness is as well, but it's not too bad. I think the main thing that people want is to be informed. And when there was a blackout, that was very hard for us, keeping the information about the potential hostage situation under wraps. But obviously we were instructed to do so by Northumbria Police, and it was very important that we did that. And obviously that has now come out, and I think when people know what's happening, that's when they feel most safe, most reassured.
What about the criticism of the police and the fact that they were told by Durham Jail from inmates who had reported it to the governor that as far as they were concerned, Raoul Moat's girlfriend could well be in danger when he got out after being inside for, I think it was a couple of months, wasn't it, for an assault on a young child?
Well, I think you have to appreciate that it is very difficult for the police to act on intelligence straight away, especially when I think Detective Adamson said that they had something like 6 minutes to trawl through just to glean the information that they actually had and figure out what everything meant. I do feel that in due course that will all come out. The main focus at the moment really for the police, I'd imagine, is not what the IPCC are going to be looking at in terms of their investigation into how it was carried out, but more along the lines of just making sure that they find Raoul Moat and bring this to as peaceful a conclusion as they can, and then they will worry about what the IPC's findings might be afterwards. I think that's probably the same case for the people of Newcastle. The police have a large presence in the northeast. They're always around, and I think that people will understand and just want them to get the job done, and then afterwards, the post-mortem can then take place.
Okay, Joel Goldman, thanks very much indeed from Metro Radio here up in the northeast of England. Thanks a lot for your update. Outside Northumbria Police Headquarters, police very much in activity, not just within the last half hour, but earlier on today we saw them surrounding that black Lexus that it's thought had been driven by Raoul Moat.